All praises to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is just going to be a quick video commenting on this video that I came across by mediocre tutors and reviews, and how I pretty much noticed a common theme that we see in this world, man, where every single person on this earth, man, is trying to have control over the Israelite man. Right? Everyone on this earth is so desirous to have control over the Israelite man. Right? The so-called white man who's Esau, who's the Edomites that the Bible speaks of, he's desirous to have control over the Israelite man. Right? The so-called black woman, she's desirous to have control over the Israelite man. But guess what? The other women of the tribes of Israel, they're also desirous to have control over the Israelite man, because what we see here is you got this Jake, this Israelite from the northern kingdom here, right? In the middle of the screen, right there in the middle of the screen with a chain around his neck, right? And he's got his woman who's an Israelite woman, a Latino woman, and they're both Latino, like so-called Mexican, Latino, Southern Americans, whatever you want to say, right? And his woman is trying to use his children to control him, right? And it just shows that everyone in this earth is so desirous to have control over the Israelite man. But guess what? Yahawah is the one that's going to have control over us, man. We belong to Yahawah. The Israelite man is Yahawah's property, right? And the moment that we start following Yahawah properly, no one on this earth is going to have control over us. None of our women are going to have control over us in anything. A woman's not going to make to have a child with a man, an Israelite man, and think that she can use that to have control over him. And then try and play back and forth hopscotch, right, with Esau on how they're going to control the Israelite man, which is what we see happening in this world right now, and which goes to a scripture, right, that women are, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. But in the time to come, man, women ain't going to have control over nothing. Right? And rightly so, because they don't deserve control over nothing like that, man. Because when they've been given any power, they've shown themselves to be demons. Straight up, man. And this one was lying all over the place, talking about how the man's dangerous and all of this on this video. Oh, he's dangerous. But then she's sending him messages talking about how much she loves him. Oh, he's dangerous. I don't trust him around my children. But then she's sending him messages on how she wants to link up with him, man. And like, it just shows that women are really evil, man. Right? And that the woman is playing a game with Esau, and they're like playing pass around, man, with Israelite men's lives on how they can control them. So when the Israelite woman wants to control the Israelite man, she'll put him on some try and put him on some child support or something like that, right? And then if he doesn't want to pay that no more, or he can't pay it, right? Well, then she'll be like, okay, so since you don't want me to have control over you, I'm going to give you over to a new master, and it's going to be the so-called white man, and now you're going to be in his jail. Right? So in this world, the so-called white man is who is the Edomite that the Bible speaks of. Right? The Edomites that the Bible speaks of are these Caucasian people, right, who running riot around here, man. Right? The majority of them. Because some of our people, like maybe 5-10% of all these so-called white people are not really Edomites, and they're Israelites and belong to other nations as well, right? But the majority of them are the Edomites, man. They're the devil that the Bible speaks of, and they already have control over the Israelite woman, clearly. But then the Israelite woman wants to try and have control over the Israelite man, and then the Edomite man uses the Israelite woman to have control over Jake and over Israel, right? Because in this video, these are not considered so-called black people, these two Jakes, these two Israelites, but she's doing the same thing that Eve does. She's got the Eve demon on her too. The lying about how men are this and men are that, right? To try and squeeze money out of them and that, man. And that's this world. Women really want to have control over something that's stronger than them, which is not possible. And that's the reason why Esau's not even going to be able to have control over us, because he's trying to have control over us as well. But we're better than him, right? And eventually, if you try and contain something that's stronger than you, it's going to rebel, right? It's going to rebel, man, and you're not going to be able to contain it. The only things in this whole earth that are above us Israelite men are Yahawashi and Yahawah. Everything else is below us. Because although Yahawashi is an Israelite, right, his ranking is so vast that he can be set separate apart from the nation of Israel, really, with how highly ranked he is. Because he's the only begotten of Yahawah. So even within that himself, he's a separate thing outside of Israel from that. But everything else other than Yahawah and Yahawashi are below the Israelite man, whether they want to accept it or not. Whether you women want to accept that or not, no, you're not better than us. You're not. Because if we was waiting for you women to try and come up with this doctrine so that we could find out that we're the Israelites, it would have never happened. It would have never happened, man. Women are not the ones that are going to want to implement Yahweh's laws on the earth. They're not going to do it. Women are not good leaders. If all of you women in this world, right, became billionaires right now, even though you want to talk all this about what men do, right, all of you would just be getting cosmetic surgery. If every single Israelite woman right now was a billionaire, probably 90% of you would have a BBL and would have got like some eyebrows, some perfectly shaped, perfectly crafted eyebrows tattooed onto your forehead, tattooed onto your head, right? You all would have get nose jobs. You'd all get your stomach tucked and all that. You know what I mean? If you got any like weird skin anywhere, any stomach from when you gave birth or anything like that, you would all get that moved down, smoothed off and all this. You know what I mean? If you got any cellulite anywhere, you try and get a surgery for that, right? That's all you would all do if you all became billionaires. You wouldn't try and look towards the men of the nation and think, man, how can we help the men of our nation in any kind of way? How can the men of the nation of Israel be helped with all these finances that we've now came across and got to ourselves? You wouldn't think none of that, right? Yet when the Israelite man gets wealth, you're expecting him to help this and help that, to save this, to save that, to start this community center, to start that community center. Fuck the community centers, man. And fuck this fake community shit that you so-called black people are talking about that doesn't exist. Fuck all of that, right? Because the way how it is that we see is that you Israelite women are so desirous to use this whole wicked-ass society against the men of your nation because you've not been able to be a good woman to get him to be a good man towards you. You're not able to be a good woman, a good enough woman for him to naturally want to be a good man towards you. So instead you're like, well, fuck that then. Let me throw this serpent from the Garden of Eden at him. And I'm going to control him that way. And in this video, this woman's attempt to do that flops, right? And I believe that the lawyer himself might be a Latino as well. And he already knows how women are wicked and how they stay, man. He'd know too. And the cat's out of the bag on how wicked you women are, man. All you women that have tried to have power over the Israelite man, you're going to pay, right? You're going to pay for trying to use this society to control the Israelite man. And you're going to pay for trying to stop him from actually getting the kingdom of heaven, man, because you don't want us to have a kingdom. You women don't want us to have a kingdom, and you just want us to get a portion in this world so that you can glorify and try and show off to your little friends, man, so that we can bow down and make as much money as it needs for you to get your little worldly pleasures fulfilled, so that you can gallivant every single day, go to whatever restaurant you want to go to in whatever city you live in, right? To order Amazon Prime and get whatever packages you want to order things online, clothes, dresses, and all that, just every single day, right? To be able to decide whether you want to work or not, or whether you want to not work. You want to be able to have the choice to be able to work or not work, and not be judged for anything that you do. You want to be able to have a body count that's up to the heavens and not have to be judged for nothing, right? But then the Israelite man can't even expect to have a woman that's not a hoe. You know, this whole society, man, is desires to have control over the Israelite man. Esau wants to have control over the Israelite man. The heathens want to have control over the Israelite man. And then on top of that, right, the women within our own nation, they want to have control over us. And ain't none of y'all going to have control over us, man. We belong to Yahawashi, right? And Yahawashi belongs to Yahawah. We don't belong to you people, man. Y'all ain't never going to be able to have control over us the way you think, man. And it's going to be shown when all hell breaks loose, where there's going to be sedition among men and invading one another, and they should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions is going to stand in their power. Let's see if all the things that you women say to men right now, you're going to be able to say to them when all hell breaks loose. In this scenario where this woman's trying to keep this father from his child when all hell breaks loose, what do you think is going to happen if he was in front of her and she's trying to tell him, you ain't seeing your kids unless you give me this and you give me that, I'm going to get the courts. There ain't going to be no courts, so what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is gonna take place in that time? And a lot of you women are gonna find out that your own children don't even like you. Let me say that too, straight up, man. A lot of you women are gonna find out that your own children don't like you, and they're gonna be like, I want to go with daddy. They're gonna say, I want to go with dad. I want to go with my dad. Where's my dad? I don't want to like you. You're a nasty mommy. That's what a lot of you women are gonna find out, man. That your own children think that you're a demon too, man, and they're tired of your BS. Just watch. A lot of your children, a lot of you is so-called black women's children out there, and some of you wicked-ass Latino women as well, man. A lot of your children out there, they're of the elect to the nation of Israel, and you're not. A lot of your children are going to get beamed up in them chariots, and you ain't going to be there, man. A lot of your children are going to be making it into the kingdom of heaven, and you're not going to be making it getting into them chariots, man. You ain't going to make it through the day of the Lord. A lot of your children are not going to take their MOTB, and you are. A lot of your children have got more faith in Yahawah than you have. And a lot of you women out there, you've got men that are your man right now, yeah, that they're of the elect to the nation of Israel. They teach the words of the Lord, right? And you women, and they tell your children that they're of the elect, that they're Israelites and all this stuff. And when they're talking about this to the children, you're getting angry. You're secretly getting angry, like, why is he telling them about this, man? I don't want my children to know nothing about that Israelite thing. I thought that was just a thing that he was on. And now he's telling my children all this madness. I don't want him to be on that. I want him to get good jobs and do things in this community so that if they ever get money when they're older, they can get me a house. Because he ain't going to get me one with his little job that he's got going on. So I need my children to get me one because I got to get something out of this nigga. That's what some of you hoes think, man. Straight up. That's how a lot of you wicked gremlin women think, man. Straight up, bro. And you're going to find out that when all hell breaks loose, that your own children don't like you, and that your own children have got more faith than you. And you're going to be trying to think you've still got control over things in that time. You're going to try and test the waters. You're going to try it, man. You're going to be like, oh, can you get me this? Can you? That ain't good. Yo, shut up, man. You're going to get told, yo, shut your mouth, man. Shut the fuck up. The time of you talking is over. And if you carry on talking, the man's just going to up and leave and bounce, and you ain't going to be able to follow him. You ain't going to be able to go where he's going because he's going to be going outside. And you're going to be scared to go outside because it's going to be dangerous outside. And he's going to know or have more faith that Yahawah will protect him when he goes outside among the people that are on a mad one out there. And you men ain't going to be brave to go outside because you're going to be trying to think you can try and find a little safe zone, a little house off to the side somewhere, and it will be you and your man, and you think you can try and run him out there, and you ain't going to run nothing. You're going to get ran. And if you don't want to get ran, you're going to get ran out. You're going to get kicked out that house in the abandoned wilderness and that little cabin, and get told, fend for yourself then, man. And you're going to try it, and it's not going to work. You're going to be trodden down as the mire of the streets, like Micah 7:8 says, man. And I wasn't even trying to make this video go like this, man. But I know that you women out there that are with men, that are teaching the scriptures, or that have been with men before, that are teaching the scriptures, a lot of you have treated men like that. Like how this one was treating this guy in this video, man. Like demons, man, running your damn mouths, man. And then thinking in your mind, okay, he says he believes in this. And maybe it could be true. There's a chance it could be true. But either way it goes, like, I'm gonna try and do my thing on it. Like, nah, you ain't gonna do no thing, nothing. If you don't get with this guy that believes in the Lord, you think that any other man of the elect is gonna want you? Nah, we ain't no adulterous niggas, bro. So if you flocked with one guy that believes in Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, when all hell breaks loose, you ain't getting with the next one. You had your chance and you blew it. Yeah? Because you was being a loudmouth, running your gums out in here in this world, man. Smacking your gums off. A lot of you are going to find out that you listen, man, you're not going to get power over the Israelite man like you think. You're not going to. You understand? Esau is not going to, the person that you're using, your power source right now on this earth is not Yahweh. Your power source right now is this Edomite. But he's going to fall though. So when he falls, everything that he was strengthening, he's going to fall too. And that's been you women, man. Like, this video is really actually quite sickening. How women try and use this wicked society against their men, right? Because they can't just be a good woman to make a man do good for them. It's too tiring for them to be a good woman. So they're like, well, I shouldn't have to do anything in order for this guy to treat me good. So when they can't get a guy to treat them good, because by being a good woman, which a man will naturally treat a woman good that deserves it every time, right? So when they, because they're not a good woman, can't get treated that way, they throw this wicked society at them and try and get this society to crush them, man. But now this society is starting to crush them too. Now men are starting to be like, you know what? This woman did a madness to me. And you're starting to see all these news stories where men are seeking revenge on wicked women and deciding, you know what, I don't care about God. Now, that's not what we're going to do as men that are hoping to be of the elect to the nation of Israel. We're not going to do that. But Yahweh is making spirits of vengeance that are wrathful against wicked women, man. That's happening in this world. All people on this earth, man, what we're seeing is a trend, man, that all the people in this earth are so desirous to have control over the Israelite man, and they're not going to have control over us, man. Yahweh is going to break us free from all of this madness, right? From all these Edomite, the whole nation of Edom ain't going to have no control over us. The whole nation of Ishmael, all our conspirators, whatever the word is, man. All the people with a conspiracy against the children of Israel that he mentioned in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, ain't none of them going to have power over us in the time to come, man. Not one of them dirty, stinking people, man. Not one of them. Right? And all the women of our nation ain't going to have no power over us neither. That have been so desirous to try and run us towards Esau every chance they can get, man. Every single chance they can get, they'll try and call the police on a Jake or whatever. They'll try and set Jake up to get robbed. We're using another Jake. They'll use a 2/3 to get another 2/3. You know what I mean? Every single time, man. The Israelite woman's got away, been the cause of a lot of madness within the nation of Israel, man. A lot of wickedness has the Israelite woman did, man. She's caused a lot of destruction among our people, and now that is starting to come out, she's trying to play cry and make out like she never did nothing to nobody. No, you have. Now we're being punished. We know that we did things wrong too, man. And that's why Micah 7 and 8, man, it says, we'll bear the indignation of Yahweh. Or 7 and 9, we'll bear the indignation of Yahweh because we've sinned against him until he plead our cause, right? And then she that is my enemy shall see. So all you wicked women out there are going to see the Israelite man that you've been so desirous to have power over. You're going to see him in a situation where you can't have power over him. And some of you are going to push up your face. Then you're going to see your man that you thought was a sucker, that you thought was a lame. When all hell breaks loose, you're going to see women that are some fine kittens. You're going to see them all sliding up by your man. Humble, meek, with fat asses, all kind of shit, man. And you're going to be trying to think, nah, if you think you're going to be trying to do Deuteronomy, if you think you're going to be doing any Exodus, if a man have a wife, one loved and one hated, you ain't going to be doing none of that around here. Okay, I'm not going to be doing none of it around you. Goodbye. Next. That's what's going to happen. Now, you can think that's not going to happen, right? It is. And here's another scenario that I've pictured in my mind, and I was thinking about it more today because I've seen that you had the one brother put up a video where you had the army being set up, in a what's it called, man? The army got set up in a hotel in New York somewhere, right? And a lot of women are gonna think when they see these army soldiers, because the army soldiers, they train and all that, do the burpee, they do the military training and all that, they do the how many push-ups can you do over a minute? Oh, push up and then put your arms out horizontally, straight arms, the push-up test for 2 minutes and all this. They're fit, they do the fitness test, they're in strength, you know what I mean? So they're gonna be like, oh man, I love a man in a uniform, I love a man in a uniforms. And they're gonna be thinking they can try and slide up on these guys when they get sent to take over society, take over part certain neighborhoods when all hell breaks loose from martial law, right? They're gonna be trying it, man. They're gonna be thinking, oh, they're gonna be trying to bring them coffee and all that when they lock down, when they start locking places off, man. We're like, they're gonna try and there'll be a woman that's got a man, but she's trying to come out of her house, trying to bring army soldiers coffees and that, trying to choose up, trying to change up and that, yeah. And they're gonna get, yo, let me not say no more, man. They're gonna try and think they can simp off these army soldiers, and the army soldiers gonna be like, listen, man, you ain't. It's not your choice to make whether I'm gonna deal with you. Them men are gonna have been battle hardened by that time, and then they also know, they're gonna also know that you men are hoes, because they're gonna have since the time that they joined the military anyway, gonna have seen their woman that they thought was just a soft woman, soft of heart and tender of heart. Yeah, they're gonna see that she was not tender of heart and that she was a dirty fuck. And that as soon as he joined the military, 2 weeks after, she was doing a thing with his friend, doing a thing with his boy, doing a thing with someone, letting a thing off. And they're gonna know that you women are not righteous. They already gonna know too. The military men know. Military men know that women are not righteous. Police officers know that women are not righteous, man. Those are two groups that have been, if you want to say that, red pilled or not, they're pilled off. They already know that you men are not righteous, man. They deal with you men on a regular and see how y'all are. You know, well, let me not even say the military soldiers, but the police, they definitely deal with women. The police be seeing women lying all the time. You know what I mean? When they get caught on CCTV. So if you women really think that police officers are gonna be trying to be desirous to try and save y'all, some many women that date police officers are giving them hell themselves. The police officers see how wicked you men are, having to arrest you, tase you up and that, chase you down. You get caught on CCTV camera, then they bring you to the back office and it's like, okay, so we caught you on the crime. That's just not me. Nah, officer, that's not me. Nah. But I can see you, ma'am. That's you in the red. That's not me. That's not me. No, it is you. Lying about your name. My name's Clarice Jenkins. No, it's not Clarice Jenkins. Your name's Amanda Smith. What are you lying for? Nah, my name's Clarice Jenkins. No, it ain't. Getting caught on a DUI. Why the fuck you stop? Why the fuck you pull me over? Why the fuck, mate? Nah, man. Y'all are gonna catch a yo. I don't think y'all really understand it, you know. The one person that you shouldn't have been trying to upset and anger, other than Yahawah Yahawashi, is us. Because we're the people that are gonna would have been your most likely ally when all hell breaks loose. But now even us are not gonna want to help y'all in a lot of situations, man. A lot of y'all women and wicked women are gonna get rejected for some heathen women that are gonna end up being concubines in the kingdom, man. Some of the first batch of concubines, man, that are gonna end up popping out Israelite jakes in the kingdom, man. You know what I mean? And let me not even say it like that, because it is gonna be Israelite women that's gonna get beamed up, but it's gonna be the Israelite foreigner women, man. Let me correct myself. A lot of you women are gonna get women that would actually be written on the 12 tribes chart. Y'all are gonna get rejected for the women that ain't necessarily written on the 12 tribes chart, but they really are Israelite women. The ones that y'all hate, that you want to say we're coons for, and that we're cooning, and we're just trying to say that these women are Israelites because we want to smash. Listen, man, we want to still sleep with them whether they're Israelites or not. You think we need to lie and say that a beautiful one's an Israelite to admit that we want to sleep with them? Like, what are you talking about, man? A lot of you don't have a clue. Women really do not have a clue how badly it's gonna go for them, man. And even though we say it with words, like Women a lot of the time, they have to see things, man. Women ain't got no kind of imagination when it comes to thinking about righteousness. They can imagine painting eyebrows on their face. They can imagine getting a BBL. You know what I mean? They can imagine getting a boob job. Or I can imagine what my life's going to be like if I go from C's to D's, or D's to double D's, or D's to E's, or E's to F's, or G's to H. You know what I mean? They can imagine that. They can imagine getting some lip fillers. They can if I had lip fillers, my life would just be so much better. They can imagine getting if I had a BBL, then my life, oh man, I'd just be a star now. They can imagine that dumbass madness. You know what I mean? They can imagine you dying and keeling over to pay all their rent and to pay every single bill and to buy them a house. They can imagine stuff like that. But they can't imagine them catching a bad one out here because of all their pride and not for nothing that they can try and blame us for. They can't imagine them getting punished for their own sins. They can imagine all everything else under the sun when it comes to their little own fulfillments of their wickedness. But they can't imagine them paying for their own sins and not being able to blame a man for any of it. And the same man that they once upon a time tried to blame for why their life's not going how it's supposed to go, he's getting beamed up in the chariots and there on the earth cast down. They can't imagine that. They can't imagine then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him and made no count of his labours. They can't imagine that. They can't imagine that a man that they used to call Dusty getting beamed up and Yahawashi giving him a crown on his head. They can't imagine that. That's going to be a hell of a blow for some of these wicked women that you brothers out there have dealt with, man. And you know what I'm talking about. Because that's every brother that's dealt with at least one of those in his life. One of those cantankerous, dirty gal, them. You know what I mean? One of them dirty, ain't nothing themselves, trying to bun men out, women, man. That's going to be one of the most sweet, other than seeing Esau know that he ain't going to ever have control over you ever again. For those wicked women that have been proud, that believe that Esau was just the be-all and end-all of what it means to be a man, and that his blueprint of him just pillaging the world with slavery and death was the right way out to do things, yet nobody thinks that we should put him in slavery, though. The way else the so-called white man does everything is so righteous, and he's just the be-all and end-all of how you're supposed to do things on the earth, right? And that how he does it. Oh, everyone puts people in slavery. Okay, let us put him in slavery then. Oh, nah. Revelation 13:9 don't mean that. Oh, nah. Isaiah 14:1 and verse 2, it don't mean that. It don't mean that you're going to really put oppressors in oppression. It don't mean, no, it does mean that. And since you was all saying that that's okay how to do things, but when we do it, don't say nothing then. Since it's civilizing to put people in captivity, well, when you get civilized, be civil. Yeah? When it comes time for your civilization, be civil. Yeah, be civil, man. And this video, which this person that made this video, they probably don't even believe nothing to do with the Israelite thing, man. I ain't been inspired to talk about the Israelite thing because of this guy. But these videos and these points show that women are desirous to have control over the Israelite man. They're so desirous to have control. And even people in the world like this guy, they know these things. They know, and they're guys that are more well off and they're rich. They've got money. They've got their own houses paid for and all these kind of things. Paid the house off. They can drive whatever cars it is that they want to drive that exist to a relative degree. And even they catch hell among you wicked ass women, man. So which man is it that don't? Billionaires even get divorced by you women. And you're stealing up their money and want to have control over them. Women even want to try and control who a billionaire man sleeps with. Or he's a billionaire and he can't have multiple wives in some of you women's mind. All the billions have just got to go to you. And that's what I mean, man. Women try and think that other women are so righteous. No, women are actually wicked. Because let me tell you, right, with some of you women this right now, man, that all you women that think that other women are so righteous, right? If you have found yourself with like poor and that, yeah, and single, and your female friend's got a man that she don't even really treat that good, that's a millionaire a couple of times over, right? And he likes you and you like him, right? And your friend supposedly likes you too, right? She would not want you to be able to also benefit from that same man that you both like to, and for you to be his second wife. She'd want you to be dusty and poor so that she can, when she gets around you, flex on you. Yeah? But you women think that the whole not having multiple wives thing makes you women righteous. No, it don't, man. A lot of women out there, they don't want their man that wouldn't want their female friend that's also might be in a situation where she could get benefit from a man that's of a certain stature. You don't want that woman to get your husband to get another woman, even a woman that you would say that is your friend, because you want her to be dusty and broke, yeah, and not be able to have access. When you get around her, you can flex on your own friend. But then we're supposed to believe that women. Listen, man, women are not righteous, man. And women are desires to have control over men, and they're never gonna get it, man. That's the whole topic of this video. Women are never gonna get control over men like they're desiring to. It's never gonna happen in their whole life, man. Right? So just give it up. Stop trying it, man. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna end well for you all. Being so desirous to have control over men. It's not gonna happen.